Listen, I think y'all really need to understand, right? We're gonna be talking about protecting and monetizing. Q&A with Mark Days and Stack. I'm waiting for them to pull up. I'm waiting for some real members to pull up. Y'all know what MM do when we come in the building. We don't play no games. We come straight direct. Like, it's real intentional for me when I come in the hallway, right? I don't just come in the hallway for no reason. I don't just do this just to do this, right? Like, yo, I really go crazy, right? Like, I'm really going crazy anytime I do this. Tasia, thank you for coming. Thank you for being one of the first people. I'm waiting for Mark Days to pull up. I'm waiting for the rest of the gang to pull up. But it's going to be crazy today. Today's going to be real intentional. I want to be intentional. I want to go in. I really want to share, right? I'm telling you, I'm going to share, and we're going to go all the way in. And Nikki, thank you for coming through. I'm with Mark and them. Man, they on their way. They on their way. They on their way. It's gonna be crazy. You understand? And I'm just gonna be going all the way in about protecting music. Protecting. Yeah, this is what I want to talk about today, right? Shout outs to Nick for pushing up. Shout outs to Nikki for coming through, right? Shout outs to Tasia. Man, I can't wait to see KB again. You dig me? You understand me? Feel me? It's the family right there. You dig? Big Stack Pack, big MM, we in the building. Rihanna, come up. Everybody down there, JL, come up, right? Y'all know what time it is, right? Let's go. It's time to go crazy. Yeah, I'm going in. And I think it's, all about the music today. Monetizing today. I got my brother JT in here, you know what I'm saying? You know what time it is. The real one's pulling the fuck up. That's what it's about. Like, I need real good energy, right? That's what we're gonna talk about today. Protecting and monetizing. We're gonna wait for Mark Days to pull up. I told him we live, so he should be coming through, We're gonna go crazy, right? And I think it's all about, the people you surround yourself with. Cause I ain't surrounding myself with nobody that ain't going crazy. You know what I mean? Like, you got to, because if you don't, it's like, what are you doing now, right? It's gonna be a fire conversation, cause I'm monetizing everything right now. You know what I'm saying? Every day. Don't forget, monetize yourself. Don't play. Get on the stage, man. You know what I'm saying? Get up here, Sriracha. Don't move nobody down. You understand? Don't move nobody off the stage. You get me? You understand? If you come up here, don't move nobody down. Yo, Mark is in the building. Zay is in the building. Yo, I'm feeling good today. Today's gonna go all the way up, yo. We only talking about that music part, though. I'm trying to get to that bag, though. You feel me, Mark? I'm trying to get to that. You feel me? Like, yo, ping this room up, share this room up, right? I'm in the mood. What's up, Mark? This how I'm feeling, Mark. You know where I'm going, right? Mark, where I'm going, bro?
Back to Cali.
This where I'm going.
When the line hits your lyrics, just picture head so hard that your hat can't fit you. Either I'm with you or against you. Format bent you. Back through that maze I sent you. Talking to the rap inventor. The game type fifth, that flame right. Spell my name right. B-I-double-G-I-E. Iced out, lights out, me and Caesar Leo. Getting hit for some chick he know. See, it's all about the cheddar. Nobody do it better. Going back to Cali, strictly for the weather. Women and the sticky green. No seat, please. Papa ain't soft. Dead up in the hood. Ain't no love lost. Got me mixed up. Drunk the mix up. Mad cause I got my and my forfeit, the game is mine. I'ma spell my name one more time. Check it. It's the N-O-T-O-R-I-O-U-S. You just lay down slow. Recognize a real dawn when you see one. Sipping on booze in the house of blues. I'm going back to Cali, Cali. I'm going back.
You know what? Hey, Mark. Man, this gonna be a great ass conversation, bro. Because you said, you know what I mean? Because I know a couple rooms ago you was mentioning, getting to the bag, protecting yourself. Thank you for helping, us grow here, bro, and really having the expertise from the music industry. Because if you guys don't know, Mark been in this shit for a long time. You know what I'm saying? I don't have people on the stage for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Like when they come through, it's for intentional shit. So Mark, it's on you, bro. Why'd you want to talk about protecting and monetizing today, bro? Because I know all about it. I know the importance of it. But let's get into it and educate the audience, just in case they don't know what it is too, brother. Over to you. Thank you for being here, Mark.
Of course, man. I appreciate y'all having me. I think the main reason I wanted to talk about protected and monetizing music is because I know you're a big proponent of monetization, and we're always talking about getting the bag and different ways to get the bag. And one of the most important things that we miss out on as creators is understanding I call this the administrative side of music. You know, we talk about the social media and everybody has their face in front of the camera all the time talking and whatnot, and that's fine. You're supposed to do that. That's a part of it. But the protection of your intellectual property, especially when it comes to music, is very, very important. You don't know how many artists have been, I guess back in the day we called it getting jerked, you know, had their intellectual property stolen, had their music stolen. I mean, we see lawsuits all the time in the music industry. An unknown artist was robbed. We just see, even in comedy, we saw Cat Williams commit a whole bunch of people stealing jokes and all type of crazy stuff. So it's very important that you protect yourself with music, and not only protecting your music, you want to know how to monetize it, because you might have a kid out there stacked that really has a buzz right now, but he doesn't have his business right, or she doesn't have her business right, and they have 1 million views on YouTube and they're not getting paid for it. That is an epic fail. We cannot have that. So I wanted to talk about this today because this is something I spent years studying, Stack, and everyone in the room. It took me years upon years. There was no Google back in my day. There was no YouTube where you could jump on YouTube and just find this stuff out. You had to crack open a book or know somebody who was going to guide you through this. And I spent years and years collecting this. It looks like simple data today, but it took a long time because this stuff was hidden. So that was the reason why I wanted to jump into it. That was a long answer, but that's the reason.
And Mark, is this song at the top protected? Let's talk about that.
Oh man, listen,
Is
man.
this
That
song at the top protected? Let's get into it. I'm getting spicy. I'm coming off the rip. Let's talk about protection, bro. Did you do
yeah.
that before you released Creed? Let's get
One
into it.
hundred percent, 100%. So, one of the first steps we're going to talk about today, I'm gonna just jump right into it, man, because this is what I did, and I want to talk about this. When it comes to that song, "The Creed," that you see on the top of the screen right now by myself, Mark Days, it actually it's a funny story behind it. You mind if I tell the story behind how that song
This
kind of
is
took
you,
place?
Mark. This is you, bro.
All right,
This is
let's
we
get it.
Gucci. This is your stage.
Let's get
What you
it.
talking
Okay.
about, bro?
So the song "The Creed," right? Check this out. I ain't gonna play the whole thing, but a little snippet. So boom. So the way that it happened was there was a gentleman who was on the app. I don't know if he turned out to be Cap or not. I have no clue. But long story short, I was challenged to make a song that was profanity free. I had Someone found out somehow that I did music. I don't remember what happened, but I ended up playing some of my old stuff, and I was on a different type of time when I recorded my old stuff. And one of the guys said, "Man, I like this. If you could make a profanity free version, I could help you get it into a movie."
Sheesh. I know
I
that
was like,
amped you up.
"Wait a what?
That,
I
that I
got
know that
turned up
amped you up.
ASAP." I was like,
Yes.
"What did you just say?" And so there was a particular film that I wanted to get this in. Yo, bro, I got very close, by the way, bro. It was the wildest hit or miss situation. It'll be a little culmination story, and we'll get to it at the end. But long story short, I was done with music. I wasn't trying to do music at all. I had no interest in it. But he kind of challenged me, and I was like, you know what? I don't mind. Give me like a week, and I'll go back and revamp the record. It ended up being a whole new, entirely new song, and that's kind of how the inception of the song was. But once you record something and you kind of have proof that you recorded this thing and that this was your idea, you're kind of lightweight protected, but you want to go through those steps. So I have an LLC, State Reps and Music Group. That's my LLC, my record label that I release all my music out of. I have a publishing company. I'm with a PRO, very important, and we're gonna go through all these steps. So that's how the song came to be, bro. I got so close to getting this song into the movies. It was wild, bro. Like I literally, okay, so the song was supposed to go in Creed 3. I got in touch with a young lady who was the music supervisor for Creed 1 and 2. The only misstep was she wasn't the music supervisor for Creed 3.
Man,
That's how
Mark.
close it was, bro. It was so close. Like, it was so close. Like, I had to send her like a clickbaity email just to get her to open the email. And finally, she contacted me back and she was like, "Look, I'm sorry. I'm actually not the music supervisor for this particular film, and I don't know who is." And all that stuff is kept under wraps. So I didn't actually find out who the music supervisor was until the film was released. But I got really, really close, bro. It was kind of wild. So, yes, to answer your question, the song is fully protected. Up, down, sideways. Anyone tries to infringe upon my copyright, you are cooked instantly.
Put a one in the chat if y'all agree with Mark, because I got some. I wanna go to some people who see what they doing out here, man, because it's gonna be a great conversation. Told y'all, like, Mark been doing the music. I done had Keys in here, and he's been doing this shit for years, right? And it's about the people that's really been diving in, and I love getting this expertise. That's why I asked Mark to come. I said, Mark, get your ass in here, man. Teach this shit. You done got a bag off this. The money done came already, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So let's get into that, Mark. Like, did you have any expectations of the bag coming, bro? Like, what's going on, bro, with this? Like,
No.
was it for fun? Let's talk about it.
Nah, no expectations, man. I did it as a passion project, one song. It was a one off, and I wanted to, you know, put my I don't have talent anymore, Stack. Like once you put your 10,000 hours in, I put in probably 100,000 hours. Let's tell you. There's no
Damn.
cap in this rap at all. I put in probably 100,000 hours, and it's now a skill because talent is what you have naturally, but once you develop it and you beat on it every day and you hone that talent, it now becomes a skill. So I just tried to tap into. I applied myself like that, Nick. I clean that up real quick. You like that?
You like that? Like, he's
Yeah,
smooth. He's
real
smooth,
quick,
right, Nick? You heard me?
real
He's
fast.
smooth. Yeah, you fat.
So I applied myself to tap into my skill set to get this record done, and overall it's been favorable, it's been positive. And if I would have never saw any amount off of it, I mean, I didn't get $1 million check from it, but I do have a check sitting right in front of me
No,
on my
no,
vision
Mark,
board.
but this is the most important part that I want y'all to know. It don't
Hmm.
matter how much the money is that's coming from the check. At least you did something to go out there to go get the money. I wasn't
That's a
expecting shit
fact.
from Stag Pack Volume 1 or 2 or 3, bro. But when I checked the dashboard, I went up there, man. I said, yo, check the dashboard, bro. This bread sitting up there from years ago. You understand? This shit released in
Facts.
2021. So this
Facts.
bread sitting out there, and when you just got, bro, it's everywhere. Y'all could go on Instagram right now, add a story to your song, type in Stack Pack, type in Mark Day. That shit gonna pop up, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro. It's not about the bread, it's about the work, the shit you done put into it. You gotta have fun. Every time I had fun with this shit, the bread came. You know what I'm saying? Mark, let's talk about that though. Like having fun. Every time I had fun with it, like not really expecting shit, because people want to be the best. I don't give a fuck about being the best. I care about, yo, that beat hard. Like, what's going on? Like, people want to be the best all the time, bro. Sometimes it's not being about the best, bro. It's sometimes the vibe, bro. Talk about having fun real quick. I want to talk about this, Mark, because I've seen a lot of people have fun a lot of times, and the shit just come out to be something amazing. And I've seen this like plenty of times, bro. Talk to me.
I'm gonna keep it 100, bro. Like having fun, especially with music, is imperative. Like that's one thing that I personally struggle with because I wear so many hats when it comes to the music. Like I do everything. Like the Creed, I produced it, I mixed it. I did the artwork. I had to do the administrative work to get it released and copyright it and protect it and make sure it was monetized and people couldn't steal it. So I don't know if I'm at the point where it's fun anymore. I'm trying to discover I'm trying to rediscover it. You see that check that I sent, right? It's not a whole bunch of money, but it's a real legit
It's no
check.
cap. Yeah, it's
It's
no
no
cap.
cap.
That's what
And
I'm saying.
I
I
sent that
fuck
to
with
you
it.
so
Yes,
you
I
know.
see it. It's
You feel
legit.
me?
The check is here.
Word.
Mark
And
Tay
where's that
sent the
from?
check.
What does it say in the upper left hand
Hold on.
corner?
Let me go back. Hold on, Mark. Hold
What's
on.
the
Let
name
me
of
go.
that? In the middle of the check on the
In the
top
middle,
and in the left.
Sound Exchange. God
Okay.
damn it. Don't play with them.
Okay.
Shit.
Okay. So I mean the fun part, it's imperative, man. Like I had a lot of fun when I was younger. You feel what I'm saying? Like when I was young and sleeping on the studio floor and 5 days in the studio nonstop and going in on Monday, and I had a deadline due for Wednesday, and I stayed in the studio for 3 days drinking Red Bulls, and you know what I'm saying? Like, but it comes to a point where yes, you need to have fun, but understand when it's time to button up your shirt straight, it's business time.
And that's what people gotta realize. And when it's like they gotta separate that shit though, Mark, because in the industry, I realize you gotta separate the business from the front, right? Like separating this shit. You really gotta do it, right? Separating it, keeping this from over there, like because you want to stay on one track. And if you guys agree, throw one in the chat. Staying on track, keeping business, separating the fun, right? Knowing when it's time to grind and go all the way. And it's the same with the entrepreneur shit. You got to do the same thing if you an artist or anything, right, Mark? So I feel like it don't matter what lane you in, you go in and you go crazy. Don't let nobody tell y'all it's possible. You can get to any level you want to get to as long as you have a tunnel vision. Right?
100.
So Mark, I respect this, man. This is fire, bro. Let's talk about it some more, man. I want some Q&As. What's up, Mark?
Man, listen, man, and again, man, that check that you looking at, bro, that I just sent to you is from 10. Oh, my son just walked in.
What
Hey,
up?
son,
What up?
daddy's busy. Daddy's busy, man. You got to get out of my office. So that check is from 10-year ago royalties. Let me go on mute for 2 seconds and kick my
you
son
good,
out 1
you
second.
good. Look, Mark Days in the building. If you guys are just joining me and Mark Days, we're talking about this protecting and monetizing because when every time I release music, it's protected. Like you got to pull it through a policy, especially when you're dealing with like labels and all that, right? So I'm starting to just realize like, yo, the harder you go with it, the more you put out, the more value, the more you'll see. But you want to be protected because you don't want nobody to take advantage of y'all. I don't want to get taken advantage of. So Mark, let's talk about that, man. Like the safeties. You want to talk about any safeties, bro? Let's get into that.
100%. Like,
let's go.
Listen, you have to have safeguards, man. Like, it doesn't matter if you consult an entertainment attorney, whatever you have to do. It doesn't matter if it's a poor man's copyright. A poor man's copyright is basically you mail postage to yourself a copy of your work so that at least you have a timestamp and a date. Say you don't have the money right now to copyright it. It does cost. There's costs associated with this, but it's not that expensive. But everybody doesn't have it. Hey, mail yourself a copy of your CD. Put your music on. I know CD is a throwback, but put your music on CD or put it on a USB, whatever it is. Mail it to yourself, and make sure you have that timestamp and showing that you are the creator of this. Always have your files backed up to a hard drive so that you can pull that hard drive up because each one of those files contains metadata. That metadata will have the date. When was the inception of this particular recording? Can you pull up the session? Don't lose your sessions. Always have your sessions. When you go to the studio, do not leave your sessions at the studio. Bring your hard drive with you and take your sessions with you. Never leave your sessions at the studio. All you need is for Mr. Bozo Engineer to have Rick Ross stumble upon the studio and say, hey, man, look what I made for you. And you're robbed instantaneously. Happens all the time. It sounds far-fetched, but it happens all the time.
Nah, you right, Nick. And I mean, not Nick, Mark. I was gonna say something to Nick. I was gonna be like, yo, Nick, you remember this right here? I was gonna say this is protected. Nick met me on this one when I came up to here. When I got this on the YouTube, bro, I protected this. And Mark, this is when I was at the radio station on 88 with Phoenix. But when it's on my YouTube, bro, everything is protect. Like you want to have safeties. You want to protect any content that's coming out with your name, an interview, anything like that. You want to make sure you capture it and you make sure you get it monetized. So I just wanted to say that, like, protect yourself. And shouts to bro, because you remember when we was up here, it was just nothing but good energy. We gonna surround ourselves with good energy, whether it's music, entrepreneur, it don't matter, but you want to protect yourself. Any piece of content. This is why I'm really big on content. Protect yourself. Like you don't want no one trying to take your shit, repurpose it, slice it up, dice it up. Cause I've seen this shit a lot of times. Don't let nobody
Yep.
slice and dice your shit up. You dig? So
100%, man.
I see
Before
my
we,
boy JL coming in. Ping it to him whenever you can, Mark, because I know he's doing a lot in the music. But
yep.
I'm, just keep it on track though. Let's go.
I was just about to throw the mic around. Does anyone want to say anything before we get started right now? Because we about to set it off, and we're here till 3 p.m.
Yeah, I got a question for you, Mark. So, I've been in the music business for quite some time now. So, quickly, just to enlighten some of the people in here in the room with us today. So I do know there are 6 ways you can collect royalties, right? So can you let us know the 6 different types of ways that we can collect royalties? Because some people probably think we only collect one royalty check and that's it. But little do they know they have probably 5 other royalty checks is right out there. So how can we monetize on that, and how can people like search and see, like, how much royalties they have on their music?
So you mentioned there were 6 ways. I don't know 6 ways. Okay. What I know is about 2 or 3 ways that I know are ironclad ways to get all your royalties, which I have outlined here, which we're gonna get to. Would you want to name those 6 if you know something
So
that I don't know?
right, from for what I know, there's streaming royalties, there's neighboring rights royalties, digital performance royalties, sync licensing fees, public performances royalties, and mechanical royalties.
Yeah. So the first 5 that you mentioned are all gonna fall under sync. Okay, that just means your song is being played or performed on a digital platform. Mechanical is something totally different. That's referring to a physical reproduction of your music. So there are really only 2 or 3 ways that you get royalties, but the first 5 that you mentioned are all going to fall under sync. That's when you're getting streamed. That's when you're getting played on YouTube. That's when you're getting played on the radio. That's when someone pulls your song and says, "Hey, I want to use this song for film," which they have to go through a whole process. And I'm going to get to the sync and how you do that. And you're going to do that through your distribution partner. So I appreciate you bringing that up, and we're going to get to that later on in the list that I have written here. Everything's all lined up for everybody. Anybody else, or were you done, brother? Did you want to land or?
No, well, I have an extended question is completely different.
Sure.
It has something to do with monetizing. So, about 4 years ago, there's a song of mine that kind of went viral on YouTube, right? And I never monetized the record because it's such an old song, and I'm like, man, I'm like 500 songs down. I'm not tripping about this. However, I did receive an offer from Atlantic based on that record because they wanted to monetize when they saw the numbers was going crazy. They wanted to monetize on it, but they want me to reproduce the record with an in-house producer and let go of my actual producer who I've worked with for 10 years plus.
Hmm.
So my question is, should I still monetize this record? A lot of people
Yeah.
say yes, but what do you think should be my next move on that?
Sure, 100% protect it and monetize it because you have the opportunity when you're monetizing this record, especially through Sound Exchange. Once you've gone through all these steps that I'm going to outline and you get to the part where you go to Sound Exchange, you have an opportunity to set the inception date when this record was first recorded, when it was first released, and then you have another option for the future date to choose perpetuity, which is a fancy word for forever. So you have an opportunity for them to actually go in retrograde and in retrospect and go get those royalties from when they were played. That check I sent to Stack just a minute ago,
Official check,
official
official
check to my record label, not to Mark Days, but to my
facts
record
though.
label, Facto. And that check is for a 10-year-old album that I actually pulled offline. And because they're still counting plays from all those years ago, that was an international royalty check that I received from Sound Exchange. So absolutely protect it and just beware because typically when they want you to reproduce a song, and I'm sure you know this, it's because they want you to create a new master that the label owns as opposed to the master that you already have that you own. So beware.
Shit, hold on, Mark. I need
Hey,
them to ping this shit
yo.
up. Hold
Come
up.
on now.
Y'all gotta ping this room up.
Stop
Mark's gonna be
playing.
coming in with gems,
Hey,
but
yo.
y'all gotta share this shit up. Jo, they gotta share this shit up, man. Any
Facts.
final words, real quick, to Mark, bro? Because real quick, Jo, any real quick, because I'm gonna do a quick reset, but y'all
All
gotta
right,
share this
no,
shit up. Y'all gotta
no,
tag me
Stack.
on Instagram. Y'all gotta tag it. Let's
Let's
go.
go
What we
ahead and
doing?
share this room, yo, man. Hit that share button below and make sure y'all share this room. We about it. I mean, Mark is coming in hot. Shout out to Stacks. But yeah, Mark, man, I'm gonna land my plane on that. I know exactly what I need to do. I appreciate all the gems, man. Let's get it.
Put a fire
Let's
emoji in
get
the
it.
chat if y'all want, Mark to go in. If y'all ready for, this shit. Mark, I think they ready for this shit. Let
Yeah.
me get a quick reset, man. What we doing, Mark? Let's turn this shit up.
Every time I get back in the streets, it get darker. We do it all, we can't no laws, they think about taking me down. We didn't put bulletproof all in the cars, I told them bring anyone rounds. I put baguettes on all of my dogs, they fall like making a sound. I'm on the yacht with a bad dot, we got the streets in the headlock. Try peek through the backyard, all he seen was the choppers and red dots. I got my mama a black car, yeah, I really put on for the head now. This that one AC, you ain't one of them rappers, and none of your steppers can step with my steppers in chest. And I checkers, I told my dogs, don't stress, don't rush it, I really got off. It's 7 on 7, and I'm getting better and better and better. My is never no pressure. Every time I hear one of y'all niggas smoke, there's never no pressure. If I put a price on your head, I get special. You know I be hanging with Jews, get money with Russians, I'm making my moves. The hood behind me, I never could lose. I'm good, I'm solid, can't play me like one of them dudes. You probably end up on the news. We mobbing and wildin', you know we ain't tugging them Jews, especially for none of you dudes. We sliding with y'all. Rockin' Dior, I still remember me poor, I'm trying to get more. Walking to Philly with me, get smoke for real, trying to slide to the store. Sitting with the stick, ghost minivan store, slide with the door. Gonna die in the streets, so we can't even beef, I'm down the force. And like you can't get blitzing down the tour. Switching the lane when I'm in the Rango and they don't them boys can't follow them boys. I got the game from the hood OGs.
Yo,
Oh man.
damn.
Oh my goodness.
Shit. Damn.
It's something about that Meek Mill, dog.
Something
I
about
don't
that
know what
Meek,
it is,
man.
dog.
What about that Meek, man? That shit gets you in your bag, bro.
Could be lit, dog. That'd
Shit,
be lit.
man. Hate on me now. God damn. That shit go crazy. Mark, what we talking about next, man? I'm passing it to my brother Mark. If you guys are just now joining, Q&A. Protecting and monetizing, right? I'm monetizing right now. I'm protecting, and Mark is doing the same, but I know he's been doing this shit for years. He got a 10-year-old check. It's fucking crazy. So, Mark, over to you, bro. Control what you need to do, man, and let's get it in. I'm putting the Creed link back up. Let's get
Let's get it. Let's get it. Once again, I appreciate everybody for being here. Make sure you are a part of the Media Mentors Mega Mansion if you're not already. Make sure you're following Stack with the Pack and everybody on stage. Nothing but positive energy for 2024. Money, money, more. You know how we do it. How do the saying go? Is either you eat with us or you be on the menu.
Oh, man, if you're not at the table, you're on the menu.
Yeah, if you're not at the
Hey, yo.
table,
Not at
you
the
on
table,
the
you on the
menu.
menu. You're gonna get your
Crazy.
ass ate up. I'm telling you, you better
That's
see. You
wild.
want to know why I say that real quick, Mark, before you go in? I say that because a lot of people try to go to the tables to see what they can get. A lot of y'all got to start having that spirit of giving back, seeing what y'all can do before you receive anything. And that's the energy that I want to surround myself with for 2024 is, going around, see how many people we can help and not really expecting shit at all. And then, when the universe blesses us, that's when they bless us. Anytime I've always done something from the kindness of my heart or did something for somebody, I've always got 20x or 30x back by the universe. And I believe in that shit wholeheartedly. It don't matter. Y'all could think it's woo, y'all could think whatever, right? But I believe when you do shit in the universe, it's just gonna find its way back in your motherfucking doorstep. So that's what I believe in. I just doing shit. Me and Mark been collabing for a while. This is somebody that I met in real life, along with a lot of other individuals that's on the stage. But I'm telling you, when you meet people in real life, it's a different energy, and you want to always go to the table with something to bring or something to add because everybody has value. So that's all I wanted to add, Mark. Because if you're not at the table, you're in the menu all the goddamn time. Let's go.
That's good stuff right there, man. If you're not at the table, you are definitely on the menu, and we do not mind feasting. So, listen, the first thing we're going to get into right now, I kind of made a little bit of an outline for everybody. If you want to, I highly suggest you do this because it's not easy to remember all this stuff in sequence. So, grab a pen and paper if you're an artist or if you're interested in music, or this could even apply to you if you have a podcast, any type of sound recording. So, just go ahead and grab a pen and a pencil. So, the first thing we're going to do, we got to become a business, right? You do not want these checks coming in your name. You can, if you would like to, then it's not, and it's not illegal or anything. It's not the end of the world if it does happen. But what you want to do, I suggest you become a business. So one of the first things I did was I formulated my LLC with my state. I visited my state website, and I was in the state of Florida, as I am right now, and I went ahead and got that LLC set up. Here in the state, you could be a S corp or whatever you want to designate it as. I do suggest that you consult a CPA or a tax professional to see what is best for you. I'm not a tax professional. It's not tax advice. But go ahead, and the first step you want to do is become a business, and you want to go ahead and sign yourself to yourself. It's not 100% necessary because you're going to be a single member LLC most likely, so you'll be in control of all things that are coming in and going out. But if you would like to, you can sign yourself to yourself, and you might want to consult an entertainment attorney on how you want to do that. Okay, that's the easy stuff. We shouldn't have too many questions about it, but if you have a question about becoming a business, I'll go ahead and open the floor up right now. Does anyone have a question at all? Fantastic.
Mark, yeah, let's go, Mark. Let's go.
Hey, man, we about to cook.
It's cooking up.
We're only here for 30 more minutes, man. We cooking. We got a lot of points to cover in 30 minutes, man. So, I'm going to take questions and everything too, but I want to get through this, right? Obviously, your next step is you will have likely already recorded music, or you go ahead and record your ideas at this point. After you have your music recorded, you're going to go ahead and copyright that music. Now, this step is extremely important. If you have any questions about copywriting, you go to copyright.gov. Your music is not copywritten. Please stop saying that. It's copyrighted. Like like your rights, civil rights, copyrighted. Okay, if something you have is copywritten, that just means you copied something and wrote it down. Okay, you're copywriting your music. All right, so we're gonna go to copyright.gov. What you're gonna do is you're going to click on register your works, and then it should bring you to another page, and you should click on registration. And at that point, you can join the Electronic Copyright Office, or the ECO. So you're going to go to copyright.gov, and you're going to go ahead and get that done. Now, when you get there, there's going to be a lot of questions that you're going to have to answer. I can't walk you through all that, but there are a lot of videos on YouTube and a lot of information on Google on how to fill out the form. It's called the SR form. The SR form just simply stands for sound recording. That's what the S and the R stands for. So once you have completed that form, and you've paid and you've submitted your MP3s or whatever it is that you're uploading to the government website, you will get confirmation that you paid and that everything's good to go. From that point on, you're straight. But later on, you will get a certificate. Anybody in the room that is experienced in this area, where does that certificate come from? Anybody who can tell me where that certificate comes from? Okay, that's totally fine. That certificate is going to come from the Library of Congress. Okay. Ooh. The Library of Congress. That's where that certificate is going to come from. Listen, Stack, I tell you, I do this, bro.
Yeah,
like, this is no cap.
Teach us all, Mark. Because this is new. It seems like it's new for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
It's important, bro. Like, I'm not one of these clubhouse cats that jump on here. What they be talking about? The Google Furus, the Fubus. Come up here, the Fubus, the Furus. You feel me?
Mark, what you call them, Mark? What you call them, Mark?
The Furus. You feel me? They better go ahead with all that. We really do this for real, man. I put my pen down, you know what I mean, for a reason, but we did this every single day. We put in 100,000 hours plus in the studio. That is a fact. Shoot, I'm in the studio right now, Stack, man. I might FaceTime you and show you the rig when we done. You know what I'm telling you?
Man, I'm always in the lab.
Word up. That's a 100% fact. So after you do that, You're going to go ahead and get your copyrights done, get all that done. Your next step is you're going to want to register with the. First off, does anyone have any questions pertaining to copyrights? If you have a question about it, I'll try my best to answer it. I'm not an extreme expert to the tune of an attorney, but I'm pretty familiar with it. Anyone have any questions? Okay, cool. Copyright.gov, that's where you're going. This is all under the protecting piece. We'll get to the monetizing piece in a second. And in fact, this next step is one of the first steps that you're going to take in the monetizing piece, a very, very important step. You have to be registered with the PRO. What is a PRO?
Put PRO in the chat. Hold on.
Come on now.
And they need to share the damn room out. What
y'all doing? They ain't shared the room? Wait a minute.
Can we get 25? Yo, you know if KB was here, JT, you understand? She was here, she'll be yelling at everybody right now. Share the damn room.
Let's take a share break. We gotta ping the room up, man.
Man, you better stop. Come on, man. Go ahead, Mark. Let's get this shit in, man. Ping this room up.
Man, ping this room up real fast, man. Ping the room up. Share the room out. Alright, I can't see the shares. How many shares we got right now?
25, 24. Let's keep going.
Alright, we need 30 shares. I only need 6 more.
They gon' ride me. See me never do nothing. They know that's the reason they gon' end up on the news clip. Audemars on my wrist, bust down. We popping bottles like I scored a winning touchdown. Remember me dead broke, look at me up now. I run my city from South Philly back to Uptown. Thank God all these bottles up.
How we looking?
We going up, Mark. Let's go. 2 more.
For my album got dropped in money 23. Understand that? Look at me. I'm a dog. Shorty let me for a check. I told that right now wait, 'cause I made it from.
How we looking? We hit 30 yet? We hit 30 yet?
We need at least 2 more. Y'all want Mark to keep going? 2 at least.
Don't be stingy. Show love. Let's go. It's free, man. It's free to do it.
Y'all are not. You showing the paper, you gon' ball or not. I'm a ball.
Mark, I think we got there. Mark. I think we did it. We got there, Mark. What's up? Shit. Y'all did that.
Man, let's go, man. All right, we got 30 shares in the building. We are about to proceed, man. You have to register with a PRO. What is a PRO? A PRO is a performing rights organization, okay? A performing rights organization. This goes for if you're a writer. This goes for if you're a composer, okay? ASCAP, BMI, and CSAC are the big 3 in the performance rights organization space. I personally am registered with ASCAP. And I suggest that when you register with ASCAP or whoever, with ASCAP, they allow you to register as a writer, composer, and they allow you to also register as a publisher.
That's important right there, Mark. Talk about the importance of that, of the publishing part, bro. Let's get into that real quick.
Everything I release, Stack, is under my publishing company. I own everything, every penny. Oh my goodness, every sliver of a penny, man. If you shave a piece of copper off and flick it in the street with my name on it, it got to come to me. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? You have to do that. You have to register as not only a writer and composer, but you have to register as a publisher. So come up with a unique name for your publishing company. Make sure you pay the little fee or whatever. I'm not sure where it was. Back in my day when I registered, it was like $25. I just registered my wife recently, her own writer, composer. She was with BMI. We got her up out of that and over to the ASCAP side, you know what I'm saying? And we registered her as a publisher as well. So it cost me a few dollars or something. I don't know. It just anticipate spending from $50 to $100 or something like that, which is a small price to pay to make sure that you are protected. Now, your performing rights organization oversees collections of royalties as well, sync and mechanical and all that stuff. So this is your second line of defense against getting all your royalties. Excuse my children, y'all. You know, I'm in a lit crib. I'm a real dad. My kids is in the building and they are going to make noise. So I apologize in advance.
Nah,
this is so
Mark.
important.
Let's go. We love the kids, bro.
Facts. So this is so important that you do this. If you don't register here, you're going to have exponentially more trouble getting your royalties, and they pay out royalties to you. But also it's important that when you're working with other artists, like if me and Stack do a song, I have to be able to split it with him. I can't be robbing my homie and putting out the music, and I didn't split it with him and he doesn't get paid. So the way I do my splits is very simple. If I make the beat for Stack and he raps on it, it's 50-50. If I do the hook and I make the beat, I'm getting 75 and he getting 25. So, you know what I mean? If you put a verse on the record, it's me featuring Stack, boom, 25 goes to my mans. Like, I try to keep the splits so simple so that we don't have a whole bunch of headaches and rigmarole, if that makes any sense, right?
Put a one in the chat if y'all agree with Mark. You don't want to be confused. You don't want to be all over the place. You want to make sure everybody eats and everybody eats fairly. So this is the great part about what Mark's saying, is because when you're doing these splits, because a lot of people love to collab. They want to collab. They want to get with you in the studio, right? It ain't nothing like, getting with someone in the studio that has a fire beat or a different direction or a vision that you haven't had before when you get in the studio. So I feel like being around those people, right, Mark, that have different visions and different sounds to bring to the table, you guys gotta make sure y'all all eating. Everybody gotta feel fair in this game. So I feel like
Facts.
being fair, eating fair is very important. So I just wanted to highlight that, Mark, because you don't want to feel cheated out of a situation. I don't want to feel like, I did more work or we did the same amount of work and I ain't getting paid. Or you're getting paid
Facts.
more. We're supposed to be on an even playing field. So let's dive into that a little bit more, Mark, because I've seen situations where people go in and say, damn, man, now I got to take this person to court, or now we got to go fight for it. And it's a lot of shit that happens like that in music, right, bro?
100%. Now, to keep it simple, this is the way I do my splits, right? I'm a break down the 100% pie, right? 50% to the producer automatically. So we're talking about a pie that's 100%. The most important part of the song is what? It's the hook. So, in my opinion, whoever does the hook gets the biggest part of the speaking part. So the hook to me is 25%. Each verse, you could split it 12.5 and 12.5. That's how I keep my numbers round. Now, if you have a work for hire or some type of paperwork in order that you got from a label or you got from an attorney, then you may designate something different. They may take an advance up front where you pay them a certain amount of money up front and then you give them a point. A point stands for 1%. Okay. Whenever you hear somebody say, "Oh, I took 3 points off of this album," they're just talking about percents. It's not that complicated. It's not anything to stress about when you hear certain terminology. Is actually quite simple. So you make sure you're signed up with your PRO. You make sure you do your splits properly if you're collaborating with other artists. And if you don't want to give up that big of a piece, then negotiate something and put it on paper and say, "Hey, I'm going to give Stack a rack for this 16 and I'm gonna give you 1.5 points off this song, which means you're gonna get 1.5% off what the song makes." Okay. Anybody have any questions so far?
Yeah, Mark, I
Let's
got a
go.
question real quick. So
Yes, sir.
you said you just got your wife out of BMI. I'm currently with BMI right now, but
Hmm.
I've been doing a whole lot of writing for a lot of artists. So would you agree that ASCAP caters more on the publishing end for the songwriters? Or I mean, what's the difference between the BMI and the whole ASCAP thing?
I mean, really, you're gonna get the same thing from either company, right? Even if you were to join CSAC, which is smaller, they probably have about 30,000 members and like 1 million songs in their repertory, whereas ASCAP has about 18 million songs and BMI has about 20.5 million songs in their repertoire. You understand? So they all do the same thing. You're gonna get the same amount. The reason why I moved my wife from BMI to ASCAP was just to keep everything under one umbrella because I've been with ASCAP for years upon years. So I just wanted to move her off, and you will have to fill out like a request for authorization to cancel a form that you could find on their website if you wanted to change your PRO. And understand it's kind of like insurance. There's enrollment periods and de-enrollment periods that you have to be cognizant and aware of, where they might not be processing requests to leave BMI during this part of the year. So you have to just check with your PRO and see if you want to switch, when you can do your cancellation. And but I signed her up with ASCAP before her cancellation with BMI was even done, because the works that she has registered over there have nothing to do with the album that I'm producing for her now. So I got her on ASCAP, and all the works moving forward will be registered with ASCAP under her publishing company and under her performing rights writer account. Does that make sense, bro?
Yeah, it makes sense, man. And honestly, I haven't had a problem with BMI. I've been with them for about 11 years, since 2012. So, I've just kind of been rocking with it. And But yeah, man, that definitely answered all my questions. I don't know if anybody else got any question for Mark.
Any questions? Let it fly. If not,
Man, where y'all at, man? Where the music people at? Where's DJ Jenny at, man? Is Jenny in the building? We got some epic shit coming. Jenny,
Yeah,
you
I'm
by your
here.
mic?
What's
What's
going
good,
on?
Jenny? You know we talking this music shit. But you, how you feeling about what we talking about?
Dude,
Monetizing. Tech,
dropping gems,
good.
Mark. Definitely. I do have a question, actually. Now that you said that, you were talking about, making sure that everybody gets a cut, the producers and all the artists involved. What if you pay the producer up front to do the beat, and he gives it to you exclusively? Do you still have to give him rights on the BMI section part of
nope,
it?
nope. That's something that you're going to want to negotiate with your producer. Now, if they just sell you the beat outright, you own all the exclusive rights, which many producers do that. You might pay 250 or $500 to a producer with a, I don't want to say lesser name, but a lesser known producer, and they might be willing to take $500. Here, the beat is yours. Just give me my credit. That's all they want. They wanted to say produced by XYZ Beats. But, as you reach up and start punching up in weight with these industry professionals, these people want splits and they want a point here, or you understand what I'm saying? So 100%, that's something you can work out in your contract and just make sure that when you register your works with your PRO, that the splits reflect whatever your contract designated. That's all. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that was really helpful. Appreciate that. I'm definitely gonna have more questions as you go on, but you're doing it. I love the gem to drop, and definitely this is a really useful room. Everybody ping up, make sure you're writing down information because you're gonna use all this in your for future projects. So I appreciate you. Shout out to me, their mentors. Let's go, let's go.
Let's
Listen, we gonna,
go.
we gonna be having some fire shit coming soon. Like Jenny got a fire room coming on Friday. Real quick, Jenny, before we go, what we doing on Friday? Me and you. What's up? Talk to me real quick before you
Well, we're
go.
gonna be putting Stack Pack in the hot seat. He's gonna talk about, his journey as an artist, as a model, and as a brand ambassador as well. We want to hear about his journey, how y'all could do this, starting off as an artist, doing his thing. Now he's all the way up there. He's leveling up. We all gotta level up. So we putting Stack Pack in the hot seat. Definitely join us on Friday. Media
Stack
Mentors, let's
Pack
go.
Volume 4, baby.
Yeah, that's gonna be crazy.
Oh,
Now,
I'm
yo,
gonna be
Jenny,
there. I'm
I
gonna be
appreciate
grilling
you.
them. I'm gonna have
Jenny,
all
Jenny's
kind of
opening
crazy
the house.
questions.
Listen, Jenny's gonna open the room. I'm not even going. Yeah, I ain't even gonna be there yet. Jenny's gonna open it up. She gonna start the party up on Friday. So I appreciate you, Jenny. It's gonna go crazy. Love y'all. And it's about monetizing. Like this project I'm about to release is gonna be the fourth one from the label, and it's going to drop, and it's already the process of being monetized so it can be released. You need to monetize and take care of all the metadata, like how Mark was saying. You need to submit it. You need your people to take care of it, right? If you got agents and people behind you, they can take care of it, right? I send it to my people, they take care of it. But I'm also able to log on the dashboard, track my payouts, track my earnings, see what my audio content's doing. I can attach my Instagram up to this dashboard, right, Mark? You can track your Instagram data and
100.
monetize your Instagram data from the digital distribution platform, which is fire. So I've been doing this shit for years, just like Mark been in it. I've been in it for a while, but when I got on Clubhouse, I really found a way to monetize all the music that I had sitting on all these hard drives and all this music that I had sitting for years, and I was able to protect all of it and release it out in dosages throughout the years. So I've been releasing music, forever, playing around with it, having fun, releasing projects, doing things with my friends from a long time ago. So the fact that I can, release projects right now and get paid for it and track the earnings every time I do a release, it's just fire. So, Mark, I'm loving it, bro, and I'm loving this talk, bro, about protecting your music. I got a question for you, Mark.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. When did you realize, right? When did you realize this was the time to start protecting my music? And if you guys want Mark to answer this, put a two in the chat. I need the chat to get more active. Y'all need to ping more people out. But Mark, when did you decide, man, this is the perfect time to start protecting my music, monetizing myself, making sure that I get the bag off of my talents? When did you decide that that was the perfect time for you to dive into that? And then I'll tell you, mine. And if you guys have any stories, you can share them while we still here. We got 20 more minutes. So, Mark, over to you, bro.
100%. And to answer your question, when I decided it was important for me to protect my music, and what I was doing was I was producing for a lot of local cats, and a couple of the cats in particular was starting to gain some steam, and uh, they were showing like some promise as far as getting into the industry. And once songs started bubbling and you know people were getting played on the radio and all this other stuff. At first, I didn't know anything, so I was just doing it off the love and the strength and happy to be a part of it and yada yada. But once I realized, no, this is a real business and you have to have your paperwork in order, that was when, and that was around like the first time I produced probably 70% of a project for these people. They had a lot of producers on this particular project, but I produced probably 70% of that project. And because most of the songs that I had on the project ended up being singles, you know what I mean? It came time to really be like, okay, I got to get my paperwork in order. And I'm talking about we're filling out paper contracts, bro. That's how long we're talking. We didn't have laptops in the studio and Wi-Fi. No, 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 no. We had paper contracts that you had to mail to Sound Exchange. You feel what I'm telling you? So it's real out here. This is back in the day type status. Like we talking a long time ago. So yeah, man, it was important at that point when I saw the paperwork started getting real, and I realized that people were careless with production credits and all this other stuff. You do something off the strength for somebody because you're looking to get the exposure by helping them out, and then the project comes out and you don't even get your proper credit or whatever the case may be. Nah, bro, it's time for the paperwork, and now y'all got to come up off the bag.
Mark said
Understand
it.
that.
Come up off the bag.
Come up off the bag.
That's what you got to do, man, and that's what it's about. Mark, man, let's. I want to see if anybody got any more final questions or any outtakes. 'Cause I told y'all with Mark, power hour, strict power hour. We usually go over like 30 minutes if it's bubbling. It's up to y'all. Y'all got any questions for Mark? Y'all want to keep this shit open? Y'all gotta ask Mark some questions or ask me some questions, cause I'm ready for the next project, Mark. I'm about to get back in the studio and start recording the next shit, start producing the next shit, start making the beats for the next one. So that's how fast
Yeah.
I move. This shit's releasing on Saturday, but I'm also in the background working on other shit too to release for this year. I'm thinking second quarter, I'm already ready for the next one. You know what I'm saying? To release, and because it just bubbles your name everywhere. So let's talk about this, right? If anybody got any outtakes or any final
I
words,
I got
for
one.
y'all.
Zach, I got one.
What's up?
it's
What's up? Who's there?
Let's go to the lady first, and then we'll go to Laurent.
It's Mary Lynn. All right. I always say good morning because I'm so used to talking in the morning. Sorry about that. Good afternoon. First, Stack, I just wanted to say I was here to support you. Sent you a message, and so glad to see what you're doing here. Mark, I have a very novice question, so I hope you will bear with me.
Of course.
Okay. So, my son loves music, and he's 28 now, and he made a couple songs. He's good at it in my eyes. Of course, I'm mom. And he had like a really good one on YouTube. But life comes along. He got in a career, paying bills, girlfriend, house, kid, that kind of thing. So got a little bit away from it, but he misses it. He feels a little bit of depression, like without his music. And so, what would you tell somebody? Like, is there a way to, like, just maybe putting some music out on SoundCloud or like YouTube, or like, what would you tell somebody who wants to make some music, who's young, but is just kind of like starting from scratch?
Hold that thought because the very next section I'm getting into, I'm going to
Okay.
break down all of that. That question is a perfect segue. I want you to pay attention, Mary Lynn, because I'm about to break it down on the monetizing aspect. And a part of this monetization aspect is we're going to talk about how to distribute your music. And I'm actually going to give you about 5 or 6 distributors that are well known and trustworthy that your son can distribute his music through. Okay? Does that make sense?
And if y'all ready for that, put a one in the chat. I need them to tag
Yep.
us on there, Mark. They need to tag us on Instagram. Make sure y'all tagging me and Real to Mark Days on Instagram and everybody that's in the room right now. So that way, when this room's over, we can see the story. I love seeing the story interaction, Mark. You know what I mean?
Word.
Let's make sure we support him. You know what I mean? Mark could be doing anything else. We could be all anywhere else, but we're here to support, the media mentors. So I appreciate you guys. Mark, I think they ready for them gems, man. Let's drop it, man. What's up?
Let's get it. So, just a quick recap. After you've become a business, right? And after you have recorded and copyrighted your music, and after you have registered with a PRO or a performing rights organization, right? As a writer and a publisher, Finally, we're going to get on to the monetization piece. Now, registering with your PRO is a part of monetization for sure, but if you don't have a music distribution service to put your music out, there are going to be no royalties to collect, right? Because YouTube is great and all, but it's going to be your music distribution service that is going to put that metadata on there. They're going to give you what's called a ISRC, an International Standard Recording Code. They're going to make sure that you have a UPC for your project that you release, because you're going to need all these things to get paid. Now, a music distribution service is going to deliver your music, and I'm sure JL is very familiar. Oh, JL, real quick, bro. What was your question before I move on? Because I don't want to overlook that you had a question after Mary Lynn.
If I mean, bro, since you're already on a topic, you want to finish off, and then because mine is completely different, and it has something to do with publishing and everything. So I mean, if
Okay.
you want to continue and go ahead and land on that, and then we'll get back to my question.
100%. I appreciate that. Let's keep it moving, and I'll come right back to your question. So, your music distribution service is basically an aggregate or an intermediary that's going to deliver your music to streaming platforms such as Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube Music. Everywhere that people consume music, your music will be delivered there. And a couple of these distribution services, if you're interested in this, I want you to write it down. CD Baby. That's the one I personally use. I've been with them for years. Not saying they're the best or the worst or you should choose them, but that's what I've been with for years. There's newer ones that came about in the past 10, 15 years. DistroKid. A lot of people use DistroKid. I see them everywhere. TuneCore. TuneCore is another one. United Masters by the homie Steve Stout. United Masters. Lander. That's LAND as in dog, R as in rat. Lander. There's Ditto Music, DITTO. And there's another one that I found out about recently called Amuse. And these are not the only 6 or 7 that you can join up with. These are just ones that I'm kind of familiar with, and I already know that when you register
I rock
with
with
them,
United Masters too, Mark.
you rock with them.
I heard they. You know what
I'm thinking of moving my stuff over to them, bro. I'm gonna keep it
I heard it's
100.
lit over there. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm hearing, bro. I'm hearing it's kind of lit over at United Masters, but I don't like the subscription service because, God forbid, something happens and you lapse on a payment. I feel like they would take your music down offline. I like paying the fee up front and just knowing that that particular project is paid for, it's lock, stock, and barrel, and it's gonna be available on all streaming platforms for all eternity. So that's why I choose CD Baby, not only because I've been with them, but I kind of like the pay per project model as opposed to the subscription model. But that's just me. I don't really care for it. So, Mary Lynn, your son, when he is creating music, this is going to be extremely important for him because he can keep his day job. He doesn't have to stop his day job unless his music is replacing his day job income. I don't advise he stop his day job. You feel what I'm saying? He should keep going to work, keep being responsible, taking care of his responsibilities in life, right? But if he does music and he puts together a project and he's serious about it, he gets it professionally mixed, professionally mastered. He has artwork and all that good stuff. He has paperwork with the producers. Everybody is got their splits. Everything's registered. Then he needs to go ahead and do the music distribution through one of these aggregates, and that'll deliver his music all over the entire world, and everybody can listen to it. Does that make sense, Mary Lynn?
It does, and that's the thing, I want him to be responsible, but I want him to be happy. So if we can find a way to combine the two, and perhaps he finds an avenue, where that can become. I support him. I always say, if my son played the flute, I'd be the biggest flute fan. If he played football, I'm the biggest football fan. So thanks for answering the question because anything I can do to give, help him means the world to me.
100%. Now, finally, on this, registration with music distributors, I want to make sure that I bring up a point that JL brought up in the beginning of the room pertaining to different types of royalties you could be paid. One of those royalties is sync. It's kind of like a blanket for almost all royalties that are available out there pertaining to streaming and when you're getting played on digital platforms, if you get played in a club, Some clubs are registered with PROs that when your music gets played in there, you're supposed to be paid for it, right? So you make sure that you always opt in for all paying platforms. Number one, that's any streaming platform that pays, and you always opt in for sync opportunities and monetization, so that if someone stumbles across your song on YouTube, Starbucks Coffee loves your song and they want to use it in a commercial, there's not a lot of red tape for them to get through. They can literally license your song through your music distribution service. It almost acts like a record label in a way, and you just collect the checks. You don't have to be bothered with the red tape. You don't have to be bothered with a whole bunch of paperwork unless they contact you directly. Then it's time to get in touch with an entertainment attorney and take it from there. But make sure you're always opting in for all sync opportunities, because you don't know, your song could be fire and get picked up in a film. It could get picked up in a commercial. It could get picked up for, some YouTube video that gets 50 million views from one of the top YouTubers. That's 50 million syncs. Doesn't matter if it's a portion of a cent. That's going to add up. Does that make sense, everybody? So let's keep it moving. Right now, JL, let me jump back to your question real quick pertaining to publishing, brother, and hopefully I'll be able to answer it. And if I can't, I'll try to direct you to a resource.
All right, brother. I appreciate it. So, the past 2 years, bro, I've been just kind of like focusing on, the songwriting. And this year, I finally landed a pretty big feature, working on this artist that has a pretty big feature. And so when we did the negotiation and we did the splits, since this is a legendary feature, I was willing to take even less. But we got down to 17% publishing and 5% mastering. Now, this is like probably the biggest feature I've ever had thus far. So, my question to you is, do you think that's a fair split between another songwriter and then one and between the producer?
That's a great question. And I don't want to advise anyone as to what's beneficial for you. It's about, you're weighing the risk and reward, right? You're weighing the cost and the benefit. So if the benefit of this feature is greater than what you're going to have to give up, then 100% go with it, because you might gain a certain level of exposure that could lead to other work. And as you know, in the industry, as your work becomes more and more popular, you gain more leverage, which means you get more percentage. So I can't advise whether or not it's fair or unfair. I mean, anything involving a record label, they're gonna come out on top. Let's just keep it real. That's what they're designed to do. It's a business. They don't care about you. They don't care about the artist. They don't even care about the music. All they care about is the bottom line, the revenues, and to make sure that whatever they invest in is going to turn them a profit. So if you're working with names that might be larger than yours, then yes, you're going to have to acquiesce a little bit. You're going to have to give up a little bit, and you're going to have to be flexible when it comes to percentages. We can't go in there acting like I'm not saying you are, I'm just saying for the room. We can't go in there acting like prima donnas and acting like our feces don't stink and we're somebody. Hey, we coming in as newbies. You got to be willing to sometimes, I don't want to say take the L, but essentially that's what it is. You're taking a little bit less so you could gain more in the long run, if that makes sense.
No, that's definitely that definitely makes sense, and I do appreciate that feedback. For me, it's definitely about building a portfolio for me, so that keep the clients going, keep it coming. You know what I'm saying? So just getting my name out there. But there are a lot of projects coming out this year I've been a part of, fortunately. So man, that helps a lot. And like you said, bro, it's a give and take in this situation. And if it's a big artist that's probably generating millions and millions and millions of revenue, I think like even like 10% would be great. But most labels, they probably will. You'll be lucky to even get a 3% these days. So, but that answers my questions, bro, and I appreciate that.
For sure, for sure. And always keeping in mind, everybody in the room, this is something I learned the hard way. Always keeping in mind that 100% of nothing is worthless. A small slice of a large pie is way better than a gigantic slice of nothing. You feel what I'm saying? So that's one of the mistakes I can be transparent about and say in my music career, that I made. Like, I was not willing to give up anything, and I was left with more nothing than something. You understand? Because I thought I was standing on something, and I was not fully privy to the way the industry works, and I didn't like it. And you coming out the streets, you don't want no one, jerking you, and you're looking soft, and all this nonsense, man. What it boils down to is this: when you're dealing on a professional level, doesn't matter if you're in real estate, doesn't matter if you're dealing with record labels, doesn't matter if you're dealing with podcast, whatever it is, you're gonna have to. Um, the word acquiesce is not the word that I want to come to my mind. You're going to have to compromise. That's the word I'm looking for. You're gonna have to compromise in these deals, and you never know. JL may become a millionaire off this song. I don't know. You feel what I'm saying? But if he's playing hardball and he doesn't want to participate, he could lose an opportunity that blocks him from millions of dollars now and in the future. You feel what I'm saying? So he's doing the right thing, and he's being extremely prudent and extremely smart when he's dealing with the record label by not giving too much pushback. You feel what I'm saying? And just doing what's right for him. So salute to you on that, and I wish you the best of luck in that endeavor.
Man, I appreciate you, fam. I
Sheesh.
appreciate you, bro. Man,
You
Yo.
already know,
I'm a follow you. We gotta tap in, brother. We gotta tap in, man.
for
Make
sure.
sure y'all tap in.
Stack, what's good, baby?
Let's go. I want to tap in with, a few people that came to the stage, bro. I want to see what's good with them. They came to support, the media mentors, protecting, monetizing room, right? I want to shout out my brother Jacob, right? This is someone that's been, watching me grow on the app part. You know what I'm saying? So Jacob, thanks for coming through, bro. Welcome to the media mentors. Dre, thank you for coming through, bro. This is Stack Pack House, man. You know what I'm saying? Media mentors, I appreciate you. Look, Eamon's in the building, right? Dante, shout outs to you. Shay, shout outs to you. Queen, DJ Jenny, we locked in. Trisha, you know what it is, right? We locked in. My sister Lindsaya, y'all already know what time it is. Self love. JT Funks, man, you know what it is, man. We gonna get this shit spicy, man. That's my brother from another. We fucking locked in. And JL, you already know, bro. You gotta start tapping in with me a little bit more, right? Got wifey Amanda in the building.
Hey,
Goddamn.
Stack, I've
What's my
been
wifey
tapped in,
doing
fam.
over
Let's
there?
get it.
JL, what's good, man? Right? Everybody in here, right? I appreciate y'all. Nilla, Alana, Spicy, Mary Lynn, Fly. Everybody in here, Daryl, right? We locked in. We gonna keep going. I want Mark Days to continue. Y'all want Mark Days to continue. Y'all gotta put a one in the chat and y'all gotta share this room out. Cause Mark Days, he said he was only doing 1 hour. If y'all want him to keep going, y'all gotta tag us. Y'all gotta, you know what I'm saying? What's good, Mark? They can't, you know what I'm saying? They getting
Listen,
free
man.
gems.
I'm
Come on,
telling you,
man.
listen, hey, I'm not one to toot my own horn, but listen, man, I'm cooking with hot grease right now. Everybody's not telling people this, bro.
He's cooking with hot grease. He's definitely cooking with hot grease. Listen, if you guys have not listened to the episode on Stack Pack Podcast with me and Mark Days, we did an episode called Stand on Biz or Fall for BS. It's on every podcast system everywhere right now. So shout outs to you, Mark. When we came in here and did that late night room from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, it was a fire room. It was me and Mark's first room together. We tag team and it was nothing but epic. That's on the podcast right now. So in all the episodes that you guys ever heard me on Clubhouse, all the way back down to the XP Mentor are on the podcast right now. So y'all could go look at those school rooms when I was kicking it on here, right? All the way down to the media mentor rooms that we have right now on the podcast. So I just wanted to shout you out, Mark, because bro, you came out the cut, man. I got Mark out of retirement. If y'all have not known,
That's a fact.
like I tagged, like Mark was done with this app. Like he was like, yo, it's over with. Like it's the, but I feel like he's found his tribe in the family and who he can come talk to and relate to, because you need to be around like-minded individuals every day. Even if you want to succeed in music, if you want to succeed in entrepreneurship, you want to be some type of samurai, right? You want to be a master in your field. You show up with other people that are trying to master that shit too, because not everybody got it figured out. I remember not having all these tools, Mark. The distribution deals, the damn United Masters, everything that you were talking about, the checks, like it's easy, but you
Word.
gotta have all your ducks in a row. So, Mark, let's talk about that, man. Thank you for coming to support the media mentors, man. What made you decide to come out of retirement, man? I see you, and I need some new music from Mark. Let's get into it, bro. I'll ask you some more
Man,
questions before we leave.
shoot, man. Basically, it's just like, bro, I rock with you, bro. So when you said, look, man, I created a community, and this community is a real community of like minded individuals, and everybody's on the same wavelength. Everyone's focused on applying themselves to get into the bag and things of that nature, bro. I had to tap in and tune in, bro. Like, and this is not cap. Like, I'm not a person that rocks with a lot of people at all. Not even a little bit. Like, you will be hard pressed to even get a DM back from me because I don't know. I don't know what your angle is. You feel what I'm
Mark, and you
saying?
know what's one thing I know about Mark on the app? He's always been real careful. Now put a exclamation point in the chat if y'all feel like that's important, because I'm gonna talk about that, Mark, because we talking about protecting your music and being careful right there. But I've noticed that about you, bro, because me and you, man, we done looked each other face to face, right? I mean, you see
Facts.
people eye to eye, is a different energy. But I notice about Mark, he's not going to waste his energy in a place that it shouldn't be. So, Mark, let's get into that real quick, man. Let's get some inspiration. Why is it important to protect that energy? We in 2024 right now.
Man,
Music,
bro.
protecting the bag, the energy. Let's fucking get into this shit. What we doing, Mark?
Man, it's so important to protect your energy. And in full transparency, bro, this is something I didn't do, bro, in the past. I was like a like what can I call it? I was like a free vending machine for energy that people could tap into at any moment. Like those people that I rocked with and cared about, bro. Like, and I had to put an end to that, bro. Like, it's something that I learned later in life in these most recent years, where I looked at myself and said, "Yo, you can't be accessible like that, bro. Like, you cannot." And I
If
have
y'all can
to.
relate, put a
Hey,
one in the
yo,
chat.
Mark,
Get
you need
back
to
in the
rewind that
chat.
real quick. Rewind that
Rewind
real
that
quick,
back,
Mark.
Mark. Not being accessible. We might have to do a room on that, Mark. 2024 accessible
Man,
room or something like that. We'll do some shit like that.
have to be less accessible, man. You have to protect your space and protect your energy. And I know that's like a cliche that people say a lot, but it's very important, man. Like, I have, I'm married, I have children. My house is my castle, and I have to protect my queen. I have to protect my kids, and I have to protect, you know, public perception, even if it's just a couple people on the app. Like, that's why I'm always moving careful, Stack. Like, you won't trying to jam me up is a fail.
Facts. And that's why I always rock with Mark, because it's like you don't go into spaces that don't align with you. And that's the same thing with this music shit. If y'all pulling it out and y'all trying to protect it, make sure it aligns with y'all, right? Get what you see how Mark named all those distributions that you can get: CD Baby, TuneCore, artist stuff. See what aligns with you, right? Don't just do shit because you see somebody else do it. Look at the damn contract, look at the paperwork, right? And protect your energy like we protecting this bag right now, right?
Facts.
And this is another important thing about, protecting the bag. You could be, just like Mark said, you see how Mark had that gap. You said this is from a 10-year out, an old album, right? Mark, you had songs out
Facts, bro.
so
Facts.
how important is it to have longevity? Now let's talk about that. I want a few people to chime into this, but longevity for me, because Mark, clearly you was thinking about the bag later on, and that's a good thing to do as an artist, music producer, entrepreneur, model, vlogger. It doesn't matter what lane you're in. We're gonna be universal. But Mark, why did you, I just see longevity, bro. Like I'm releasing something and then I'm
Yeah.
seeing, it's coming back to me. Let's get into that piece.
Yeah, that's why the conversation that me and JL had even earlier, he was talking about an older record. He asked, should he monetize it? 100%. You got to have a catalog, baby. Because guess what's gonna happen when the record labels come to pick up Stack with the Pack and they come to pick up JL? Guess what? His catalog that they don't own is going up.
Shit.
Let's talk about it.
Shit.
You gotta have a catalog, man. Like, you gotta have something that they don't own, so that as your popularity grows and as your name gets bigger and as you get a larger footprint, whether it be digitally or physically in the world, people will go back and tend to research what you did in the past. So when they pull up Stack with the Packs old album he just released on, let's say, 300 Entertainment, Leor Cohen called Stack with the Pack and was like, hey man, we want to sign you. He puts out his album, it goes triple, quadruple, stupid platinum. Now he got 10 tapes that everyone's gonna go stream. Guess where 100% of that money's going to?
Yep. Right.
It ain't going to the label unless they buy that catalog along with them. You understand what I'm telling you? So you got to have a catalog and you got to have a footprint and you just got to have proof. You know, I always talk to my wife. Sometimes I'll talk to her and be like, man, sometimes I just feel like I want to do a lot of things because I just need proof that I existed. You understand what I'm saying? I got to have proof that I was here. I don't want to leave the world without making some type of indentation or footprint to show people that Mark Days was a real human being and that he did actually exist. You feel what I'm saying? And that ties into what we were just talking about. Becoming less accessible is a part of that journey, because how can you focus on what you're trying to do if people pulling you in 1,000 different directions? It's 1,000,000% impossible. Less accessible, more focused. Those are the goals for 2024, and then that's going to lead you wherever you want to go from there. So let's get to that, man.
Shit, man. Let's go, man. Who's trying to chime in? What's good, Jay?
That's the energy.
I
That's
need
the
a few
energy.
people to.
2024, Mark. That's the.
Yeah, man. Shout outs to everybody,
1,000,000%.
man. Shout outs to everybody, Mark. I got Dr. Eduardo in here. You know what I'm saying? I got a few people pushing up, man. Let me hear from a few people, man, before we get up out of here, right?
Go ahead, man. I got a few more points and we're going to close it out.
All right, let's go. Look, Dre, are you in the building, man? You've been chilling, bro. How you feeling, man? Media mentors, Dre, are you in the building? If not, I'm going to go to Dr. Eduardo because I want to hear from him. What's good, Dre?
Yo,
What's the word, brother? How you
what's
feeling?
the word? What's the word? Yo, Stack, man, I want to just, congratulate you and give you flowers right now, brother, because I've seen you, continuously. I mean, continuously, y'all. The guy never sleeps, man. This guy's always coming up and reinventing himself. He's always motivated. I'm inspired by you, Stack. I look up to you guys because I'm on my journey, learning how to transform people's mindset, learning to help people find themselves. It's a beautiful thing to come in these spaces and be around all these young entrepreneurs who are moving and shaking and doing things in the world, man, and living their dreams and being inspired and inspiring others. And I've been listening to you, Mark. Yo, much love to you, Mark, on your journey. I've been in the music business. I know about that, being a disc jockey for mad years and having friends in the music business. I know how the game go in that, man. And then, you got to, like you said, man, you got to kind of like pick your battles in that, man, because it's doors. It's 3 doors that you go through in that company. So you have to be mindful and know your worth, right? You have to know that you are great. You don't need someone to tell you that you're great, because the music and whatever you do is going to show up. That's going to be the reflection. So as long as you have the mindset of winning, the mindset of achieving your goals and being persistent about it, right? Not listening to what people have to say, because your perception of your reality is yours. Your dreams are your dreams. So I just want to commend all you guys and everybody in this space, man, because this is a space of multimillionaires and billionaires. This is the mindset of
Wee!
people making things happen in the world. And I'm glad to be in the same space with you guys. Thank you.
Look, Dre, I appreciate you, man, because you've been supporting me forever, man. You see how we get down, man. Make sure you come back to the media mentors, man. We want you to be a
Yes,
part of
sir.
these fire conversations. Dre,
Yes, sir,
appreciate you.
brother.
Dr. Eduardo, you know what it is
Respect.
too, man. We've been in a lot of spaces. You see me growing and doing different things, bro. Thank you for coming to the MM. What's good, brother?
Thanks, Doc, for having me. I appreciate that. Man, I'm loving this. I love your motivation. It is so consistent. Every time. You're the man. That's it. Period.
Appreciate you, Dr. Eduardo, and you're more than welcome to come back, brother. I'll make sure that I get your number so that way we can pleasure, do some rooms and schedule some rooms around, any topics that you got too, because Dr. Eduardo always coming in with some heat too, and I want you guys to get to know him. So come back to the media mentors, my brother. Mark, over to you, man. Wait, let me see what Jacob's doing. Jacob, are you here, man? What's up, Jacob? You crept through the building, brother? Are you in? Are you by your mic right now? Jacob, media mentors,
Yo,
brother. What's
Stack,
good, brother?
how
What's
you
up,
doing,
brother?
brother? Man, very good to you. Great to be in the building. I like what Dr. Eduardo said, man. You're always going, like the brother before that was saying. So love your energy. And I saw you in the room. I've been off Clubhouse for like 3, 4 months, but making a comeback now. So great to be here. Great to see some familiar faces in the building too. I saw Linzea and I saw Eamon in here earlier. So shout out to the fam here, y'all.
Of
Happy
course,
New Year,
Jacob.
everybody.
I appreciate you, bro, because Jacob was a part, of the XP Mentor crew, Mark, and he's always been, helping us grow
Word.
over there. So the fact that we over here, media mentors, I appreciate him, bro, because support costs $0, especially when
Facts.
your real individuals come through and they seen, you grow at a high level. So I appreciate you, Jacob, for coming through, bro. You can always come through and share the stage with us, right? And if anybody else is, in the building, they want to talk, let's get into it. Mark, get into your points before, I check in with my sis, Miss Manifest. I'm gonna let her chill for a minute. Let's get into
Word.
it.
Word, 100%. And Dre, thank you for those kind words, my brother, and thank you to everyone who's been chiming in. And I just want to remind everybody, this room today is strictly for my independent artists that's bossed up and doing this thing 100% building to get. I don't know if you're building to get to a record deal or building to do whatever it is you're trying to do out there. These steps will get your business tight so that you're protected and you don't have to worry about people robbing and thinking they could do whatever they want with your IP, your intellectual property, because that's what your music is. It's intellectual property. It comes from your mind. And once you put it out there, you need to make sure it's protected and you need to make sure it's monetized, right? So we left off at music distribution services. Again, I'll go over the 7 that I wrote down for you in case anyone missed it. CD Baby, DistroKid, TuneCore, United Masters, Lander, that's Landr, okay, Ditto Music, Ditto, Ditto Music, and Amuse. That's where you're going to get your music put out through. Many more available out there, but these are reputable services that I've been hearing about for years already. Make sure you're always opting in for all paying platforms and make sure you're always opting in for sync opportunities, okay? Once you complete that step, during the process, you will need to make sure that you have a UPC code, okay? UPC code and an ISRC code. Now, most people are familiar with a UPC code. It's the barcode that you scan in the store when you're cashing out, right? That's a UPC. But an ISRC, or an International Standard Recording Code, every song that's ever been professionally released has this ISRC code on it. This is how you get copyright strikes. When you go on YouTube and use somebody else's work, there's something called Content ID that identifies this work, identifies that it's been protected and copyrighted through a particular form, whether it be a record label or independently, and it either strikes your account or throws ads on your videos, right? So the ISRC code is extremely important. And if you don't have these two things, UPC and ISRC, you cannot go to the next step, which is registering your work with Sound Exchange. Now, things are very different than they were when I was coming up, when you had to fill out a thick freaking form and mail it in the Sound Exchange to register your work, and you might not hear back from 6 months to a year
Damn, yeah, that's that.
to
Yeah, that's
know.
that. It's so digital now, right, Mark?
Yeah, bro.
It's straight digital. It's crazy.
It's beautiful, man. And hey, listen, I'm not complaining. I love the digital era because this cuts a lot of paperwork and hey, man, save some trees. You understand? I'm telling you, cut all this paper out. We ain't got all day to be sitting there like we in the freaking what's the back in the daytime with the feather pen and you dipping it in the ink trying to fill out a doggone contract. You feel what I'm saying? It's
Fact.
madness. Word. So make sure you register your works with what's called SX Direct. S as in Sam, X as in X-ray, SX Direct. That's Sound Exchange. So when you go on there, you'll be able to register all your works with them and get everything situated directly through Sound Exchange. You'll fill out the forms. They will ask for your UPC and your ISRC code, so you'll have to have those things handy in order to do that. And at that point, you're pretty much done. Now you just collect payments and royalties and you keep creating and you repeat these steps. All right. And if you have any legal questions or anything like that, you make sure you contact an entertainment attorney or someone who's well versed in this space. If you have any tax questions pertaining to when you're becoming a business and becoming an LLC, or as designating yourself, whether you should be at S corp or whatever it is, contact a tax professional or a CPA so they can guide you in the right direction. Because guess what? Old Uncle Sam is gonna have his hand out. That is an absolute fact. So I think that's pretty much it. That wraps it up. If you're an independent artist and you follow these steps, the replays are on for you. If you missed anything, we've been in this room almost an hour and a half already, just kicking nothing but straight flames. If you follow these steps, you will be protected and you will be monetized. Hey, man, that's it right there, Stack with the Pack, man.
Damn, Mark then came in here and laid it down. If y'all enjoyed what Mark laid down today, and the Q&A and what's going, please put a fire emoji in the chat. Please put a fire emoji in the chat right now. Please.
Man, listen, bro.
Please.
You know what? I know this format
sir.
could be a little bit boring at times, Stack, for people because we're not used to we're in this microwave society, so it's very difficult for us to sit still and really gather the information and take notes. But trust me, this is stuff it took me years to find out. I just dumped 20 years in an hour and a half. This stuff was all hidden. I had to read books. I had to read other people's contracts. I had to consult with people. Listen, this stuff is not stuff that you're just gonna find out. You can find it now, but at my time, it took me years to aggregate this data and have it just to write it out right here. So make sure you're taking notes, and make sure if you didn't catch it, please catch the replays, because if you're a musician, or if you're a podcaster, if you do spoken word, this all applies to you. If you're a composer and you're doing orchestral compositions, this applies to you. So please do this. You don't want to be robbed, and you want to make sure you're getting paid for your hard work. Music is not a joke. Yo, Stack, people think making music is a joke, bro. This is hard work, bro. We talking days in the studio, bro.
Facts, bro.
We talking like
it takes a lot of work if y'all want to, you know what I mean? If you blessed, then maybe you can make some songs in the short, but no, it takes work, bro. You got to really do this shit. And like Mark was saying, you got to have your business together. It's more self-destruct. It's way more business oriented than it is, the talent, cuz it's like if you got your business together, it's like, damn, you could get to the next level quick. Y'all ever seen an artist or somebody like, I don't really like that song too much, but they're solidified in the game. They had their business together,
bro.
They were structured up.
It's trash artists that's filthy, stinking rich because their business was together. You know what I'm saying? Like the trashest of the trash, that their business was together. They made the Goofy song that went viral, and then they went back and copyrighted and monetized it, and freaking Sound Exchange went 5 years in the past and paid them every single dime on that viral song. It's so important. Monetization and protection are so important. I don't care if you write books. I don't care whatever it is you do. You have to protect yourself. And then, there's another component. There's a brand aspect. You want to make sure you're protecting your name. You want to make sure you're protecting your face and all these other different things. That's something for another time. And once you've completed these steps that we outlined here today, then you're going to reach out to somebody like Stack with the Pack for your marketing.
So tell them how important that is, Mark, because I put the link up just in time. How important is that, bro? The marketing. You know what I'm saying? Talk to me.
Bro, it's marketing. This is what I learned from Uncle G, from Grant Cardone. Marketing is senior to sales because best known beats best every single day.
Damn, Uncle G.
Come on now.
Marketing is everything, bro. Marketing is everything.
Everything.
So
it's all about how you position and posture yourself in the public eye, man. Like, you listen, man. Don't be fooled, man. You think these viral moments are really viral? You think these artists that look like they grinded from the bottom and then they just pop out and they're on every billboard and every bus freaking station and they're on every radio? Come on, man, this is marketing money behind this stuff. This music business is about payola. They putting a bag behind these people. Don't think that Chance the Rapper really won a Grammy being independent. I know you ain't that foolish. Okay,
Damn.
now I was trying to chill. Don't make all right.
Shit.
I'ma chill,
Listen,
man. I'ma be
listen,
easy, bro.
listen. This is why I want to talk about Mark too, cause like when you do the marketing, right? It's like when you guys click this link and you tap in with me, you get all your shit together. You do everything Mark said, then you tap in with an individual like me. I'm gonna get those articles. I'm gonna get those placements. I'm gonna look at those Spotify editorials, right? I'm gonna go see what's on the net. I'm gonna go see if I can publish you podcasts, TV episodes. I'm doing
We
this
gonna
shit
run up
actively.
that social media so you can look like you somebody out here and don't be
Exactly.
having 133 followers.
Exactly. You want to be the authority in your lane. I done had plenty of conversations. I done talked to Lizzie about this. I done talked to Mark. I done had plenty of conversations with a lot of people in this branded shit. You know what I'm saying? About, having a presence and being on point. Like, you go to my shit, I'm not doing nothing but 200K every post. I'm not playing 100K every post. I'm
Going
not fucking
crazy.
around 100K every post, you feel me? And I'm making sure, you feel me? Because I'm the authority in marketing and TV and what I'm doing. So when somebody, they looking for that shit, I'm gonna be the first person to pop up. And if you guys look at my location, there's something I'm gonna teach y'all. I'm gonna teach y'all a gym. I was gonna save it for the Rocky room, but I'm gonna teach y'all a gym because I'm gonna show y'all like I'm really trending everywhere. Let me show them real quick, Mark. So if you guys go to my Instagram and type where I'm located, worldwide, next level, wherever I tag, wherever my location, I trend out of everybody on Instagram, number two or number one. You understand? See why I'm so big on traffic is
That's a
because I
gem.
trend. I trend everywhere. I trend over everybody on Instagram. So if I'm on a location and I tag worldwide and I just drop Stack Pack Volume 4 and I'm collabing with Mark, and I do a certain amount of traffic in a certain amount of time, then you know what that do, right? I'm gonna be trending all over Instagram. I told y'all that. Like, get your presence up there. Tap in with these marketing agencies. Tap in with somebody like me. But yeah, man, that's what it is. We trending everywhere. So when Stack Pack Volume 4 drops, we gonna trend, on that hashtag or on that location all over everyone. You could be first, number one, third, but I'm always getting one or second, out of everybody on
I
Instagram.
got a
So I just
question
wanted
for
to tell
you,
y'all.
Stack. Right? How important is it that you having such a strong social media presence? How important was that in playing a role in the brand partnerships and the sponsorships and the endorsements
I
that
think
you're a part of
I
now,
think he
bro?
taking Jenny's question. I think that's Mark. Then Mark's trying to get that juice before Friday. Jenny, you hear him? She's trying to get that juice. Jenny, he's
Listen,
trying to
man,
get the
how important is
juice.
that?
Nah, it's real important though. I'm gonna tell y'all a little bit without giving too much away, but you need that presence. If you don't have a presence, then nobody's really gonna trust who you are. I think M's off mute. I got you, M. Thank you for being here, Miss M. She's good, but it's about like really really building yourself up so that way you can get in those doors, right? If no one trusts you, then how they gonna believe you and want to work with you, right? And talking about this branding, right, and this social media, I want to tap in with my sis, Miss Manifest, Mark. You know what I'm saying? You know what it is.
For
Anytime she
real.
comes through, it's always, a great time. We always manifesting things. And it's my sister right here, man. I met her in real life. Nobody could talk no shit about Miss Manifest. You know what I'm saying? She always gonna be welcome in here, man. This is how we lay it out, the red carpet. Just in case y'all don't know how to make people feel welcome in a room. This is how you do it. This is how you feel. You know what I'm
That's a
saying?
fact.
So I'm over to you, sis. I love you. Let's go.
Thank you so much, bro. I appreciate everything. Like, I feel like this is an amazing room. I jumped in a little bit in the middle of it, but when you came and started talking about marketing and protecting yourself, I think that's dope because as entrepreneurs, sometimes we don't notice information. And yes, it can be one of those things where you have to really be an audio listener. Like, you got to take the time, listen, write down the tips. You may not get it right now, but this is stuff that you may need later on, even if you're not in the music industry, because this is important, right? So, thank you for having me in this room and killing the game, dropping these gems, Mark.
What happened to sis?
She
I
swiped
think she
left.
got swiped
Yeah,
out.
you good. You probably swiped left. Go ahead, sis. What was you saying?
Thank
Okay,
you,
yeah,
bro.
go ahead.
Yeah, I swiped left by accident, but I was just stating like that's important. And thank you for doing this room. Once again, my name is Miss Manifest. I'm so into marketing, like, and it just came on steroids within the past couple of weeks. I really just zoned in on my success, right? Success leaves clues, right? You ending up in this room, you get in juice, but you got to take action. Anything that I get in my rooms or in stacks rooms, the media mentor rooms, I'm writing it down. I may not need it now, but I rather have it written so when I do need it, it's there. So it's in my manifestation journal, labeled, highlighted. The little ear of my journal is cut, right? You cut the little ear. You got to make sure you be organized with your thoughts, because when you set yourself up to win backwards, right? You may not need it right now, once again, but you could write down Mark to connect with to get this done. Or you may have a client that's having a struggle, right? Or a challenge in their business. You could send them to Mark. So you can send them a stack, right? Everybody can connect with each other if you start organizing your team. They may not be for you right now, but you have to send this information to somebody that's going to send out a good vibration, right? Good karma is connecting people. I get connected to different people every single day right now. I just got over 100 followers, right? Just randomly, just giving juice. I didn't even know I just was just commenting on somebody's post, and it was a thread under mine. All them people, you don't think I added them and made a connection? I didn't know those people.
Jeez,
A
market
hundred
assist, right?
followers, right? And this all came
Wow.
behind marketing. Everything that I go ahead,
Nah,
Mark.
nah. She was just saying, go ahead,
No,
sis.
no, I'm hyping you up because this is good. Let's go. Rock out.
Yeah, like every time I hear somebody that needs something, I'm already know who's the person. And if you have the marketing behind you, I know you're serious about your business. I'm gonna recommend you faster. Right? Right, Stack, this is important. Because when you
Facts.
look like you're doing stuff and you actually got the reviews and you're doing these things, people are gonna work with you a lot faster. So people that's nervous about, social media or coming to these rooms or showing up, even coming on a stage, like showing your face is important. What Mark is saying right now is important information. You have to learn these things so that you can help the next person, even if they're not in front of you right now. Prepare to build your team, even if they're not in the same niche. I had my ears open. I just came in the room. I'm taking notes already. So thank you, Mark. Make sure you guys are following him. Make sure you show love on his page on Instagram. The real Mark Days, right? Click his face. Go to his Instagram. Go like his stuff. Go follow him. Send him some DMs. Say he's doing good information up here. You never know. Because I like to send DMs to people. Why? That's always going to be in my database so that if I do forget the person's name, I could just scroll down and say, hey, this is the person you need to connect with. I don't got to wait. Organize your thoughts, organize your manifestations, be intentional. So thank you, Stack, for doing this room. Media Mentors for Life. Make sure y'all are sharing this room. We have 34 shares. Everybody, let's reshare the room again so that this can get out to the people that need this. Thank you, Stack. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate y'all. Miss Manifest.
Ooh-wee. Listen for
Man.
the fire.
Bam.
Woo.
Spanish fast. You know,
Yo,
to
let
my
me tell you
sis.
something, Stack. Before you say
What's up,
something,
man?
bro, I felt so guilty because I know I was in the manifesting room and I know what she about and she kicking all these fire gems. Bro, I had to grab my book and just start writing my goals down. I'm like, I didn't even manifest today. What's wrong with me, man? Let me write my goals down real quick while we all talking. Go
Nah,
ahead,
for
bro.
real though, cause it's about manifesting, man. Them dreams. Make sure y'all tap in with Miss Manifest. Make sure you tap in, with the rooms that she has on this app because it's always fire, gems when she comes through. And she's always been supporting. Like when you come to her spaces, you're gonna feel welcome. There's not gonna be a space that I go to that I'm, like if the vibe's off, I'm out. You know what I'm saying, Mark? You know how it is. Like I gotta be in this
Facts.
space that's fire, right? And you gotta welcome. You gotta be welcoming. So, sis, you always feel welcome in your space. And I'm gonna check in with Miss Self Love because she always make me feel welcome too, Mark. You know that. Back to
That's a
back.
fact, though.
Miss Self Love, what are you doing? Are you here with me? Because you always supporting and you always holding me down. Are you there? Miss Self Love, let's
Hey,
go.
Stack with the Pack. Oh my goodness, the legend of Clubhouse. Shout out to Media Mentors. This is amazing. Mark has said some things that I definitely resonated with, and I was just talking to Miss Manifest earlier, and I'm like, for me, 24 for me has been a year of change, especially in my marketing, everything that I'm doing, because I realized that the people that are not changing with the times of marketing, they're getting left behind. And you can have an amazing message, but if you do not have the right marketing around that, marketing changes over time. And just because you change your marketing doesn't mean you change your message. The message stays the same.
Put a one in the chat if y'all agree with Miss Self Love. Bring that back a little bit, Miss Self Love, and explain, a little bit of why you said that. I love that.
Yeah, I had to learn that because I was like that too. I was stubborn. I didn't want to change my marketing. I'm like, I want to do it this way. I want to do it ugly. I want to stay ugly forever. And Miss Manifest is like, no, you have to change. I'm like, I was just not budging. But that, we have to, because I saw other people, I see it all the time, that are not changing their marketing and they're getting left behind. So now I'm like, all right, I'm changing up my marketing and the results are amazing, but my message is the same. My message is the same. It's just the marketing has changed because you have to keep up with the times, even in music. Even in music, you hear the sounds and the beats and stuff, they change. And the people that's still in the game for 10 plus years, they kept up with the change, but their message always stayed the same. They just changed the beats around a little bit so they can keep up with the time. So thank you, Mark, for doing this room and bringing this to the table and speaking about this. So just change the marketing, keep the message. Don't be stubborn in your ways. That is not, you can have an amazing message, but if your marketing is not on point, nobody is going to hear your amazing message. So thank you, Stack with the Pack. Thank you, Mark. Shout out to Business Bestie, Content Bestie, Miss Manifest.
Woo! Shout
Shout
out
out
to
to
y'all.
Miss Shout out to Miss Self Love, man. Shout out to Miss Manifest. These two right here, you know what I'm saying? Fire. Business besties, and they always
Dynamic
supporting
duo,
stat.
bro.
Yeah, man. They supporting all the time. That's what I like. $0 to go support somebody. Y'all see they rooms on the app. Make sure y'all go support them because it's always genuine vibes, and they always cultivate a space where they bring everybody up. That's what that's why I love, and that's why I love Lindsay's space too. You're always bringing everybody up, rising everybody up, right? We check in with my sis because it's her clubhouse birthday. But I want y'all to know this about the Wellness Warriors and the podcast room and the Manifest room. They cultivate a great space. That's why I go there. That's why I don't go to a lot of spaces, and that's why I see what Mark's talking about. A lot of people that have these spaces but not make y'all feel welcome. Seen this shit a
Mm.
lot of time. Put a one in the chat if y'all seen this shit real quick. Let me talk about some shit real quick. Like
Hmm.
I've been to spaces and people say they do this and they the leaders and they do this shit, but they don't make people feel welcome. Put a one in the chat. I'm not playing no games. Let's talk about this shit real quick. Y'all saying y'all leaders and saying all this shit, but when people go to y'all spaces, ain't nobody feeling welcome. You know what I'm saying? Mark, touch on that a little bit, bro. Let me hear what you got to say about that, bro. Because I know
Listen,
you noticed a lot. People
you
not making you feel welcome, feeling like they're superior. You know, and it don't even be they shit. They be helping
listen,
somebody else out. Let's get into it. What we talking about, bro?
listen. It's a lot of posturing and faking and false bravado and fake alphaism going on the app, man. Like I don't even want to go in because I'm trying to maintain professionalism stack, but I'm from the hood, right? So you know what I'm saying?
Y'all crazy.
I be getting extra. I'm trying to chill. You feel me? But yeah, it's a lot of goofy bozo behavior on the app, and we peep it. But that's why we making ourselves less accessible. You can't touch us. You can't reach out to us. We don't want to pick up your phone call. I changed one of my three numbers and I canceled the whole number. I might do a second one.
Damn, Mark. Good
Stop playing with
idea.
me, bro. Like,
Good
I'll get
idea.
man. Listen, I'm shutting people out, bro. Like, unless they're conducive to what we're trying to do, bro, they're not allowed, bro. It's a no go in 2024, man. You feel me?
Hey.
It's over
It's
with,
over
bro.
with. So look, let me check on my sis Linzea before I get up out of here, Mark, and I'm gonna pass it back to you. Anybody else? I can go to my brother Dante too. I see him in here. So look, Linzea, if you got any final words or any feedback or any outtakes from the room, it'll be good to hear from you because Linzea is always coming in the club and doing these fire, soulful branding rooms that I enjoy. A lot of people enjoy these rooms, so we got to get Linzea back on the horn, Mark, and get these fire ass rooms going up.
Let's get
Wellness
it.
Warrior Collective. Linzea, over to you. Let's go.
Listen, I want to start with Mark. You guys, if you are so grateful for the gems Mark and Stack dropped in here today, I want you to go on over in the chat and throw some freaking money bags because that's what they're helping you make, and me too. So go drop some money over in the chat. Mark, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. There were so many things I took away. Someone that, I'm not in the music game. So I was like, how am I going to apply this? But guess what I do, you guys? Because I don't know, I show up. I show up to learn because it's something that's unfamiliar. It's something that I have very little information about. And so if I get into spaces and places where other people can teach me, then I become more, I'm going to have a greater understanding. I'm going to know how to make bigger amounts of money and greater amounts of impact. So, Mark, number one, I took so many notes, and I'm like, I'm gonna go back for this replay. So I hope others are gonna, as soon as it hits my profile, I'm gonna be saving the room, because there were so many things. And if you're like me and you know that repetition builds retention, and so I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna put the reps in, I'm gonna make sure that I better understand all these spaces. Because as a podcaster, as someone who in my younger years and most recently in one of our spaces did some, perform some spoken word, and never even thought about how this would be necessary, having all of these in line, everything from the copywriting to all the damn acronyms, the PROs, and registering as a publisher on ASCAP, and all these things. I don't even know if I've got the words right. I'm just ready to
You
like
got it.
get into learning. And so, for me, my biggest takeaway is, listen, if you guys see something and you're unfamiliar with the topic, that is likely, as long as it's in positivity, as long as it's, going to positively pour into you, and it's a positive and powerful community like we have here in XP. Right? Well, we had to have an XP mentor, but here in Media Mentors, really, because that's where so many of us connected in entrepreneurship. And then we were like, yeah, media is the way forward. That's how we take our entrepreneurial journey and we light it on fire. And so when I got in here, and what I hope that this inspires everyone to consider is, when something feels unfamiliar, that likely means it's going to be the most valuable for you, because that's a territory that you have left undiscovered. And there is wisdom in every human's walk, and there is something that can be applied to what it is you do. So, again, my pour in is a deep and very full amount of gratitude and an enormous thank you. Thank you for bringing the room forward. Thank you, Mark, for bringing all this wisdom and lighting it up, for being generous with your time, even with those sweet babies, which, by the way, we never heard. So you got the most silent, busy household I've ever been part of. And I want to say also thank you, because one of the other things that really stood out is how you speak about your queen, how you speak about your family, how you honor and you really believe that you are the provider. And that, for me, speaks to your integrity. So you're someone I want to learn from, because you walk in the world in a way that I admire. So again, thank you, thank you, thank you. And this is why I'm part of Media Mentors.
Sheesh, Linnea,
Appreciate that.
right?
Appreciate that.
Fire, right, Mark? I appreciate it. Linnea, we gonna be doing some more fire rooms. Can't wait to, tap in with you and do some rooms. I got my brother Julian in here. If you guys were here yesterday, Julian stepped in the building and went hard, right? Him and Kari came in here. Woo! It was nothing but heat. So shout outs to
Lit it
Julian
up.
and Miss Bertano for coming inside of the Media Mentors yesterday to kill it, right? I want to check on my brother Dante, and I want to check on Trisha. So, Dante, are you here, man? And you could pass it right to Trisha, and then, we can start to roll up out of here, bro. What's good, Dante? How you feeling, man?
Oh man, I'm feeling man back to back, man. Another great room. I mean, you really. I won't say. I'll say single handedly. You damn near holding the app down. They need. I hope they paying you, because man, uh, because you got Mark in here, man, and I know a lot of folks been here a long time, but it's really like a clubhouse revival. I got to say. I mean, he just dropped a master class. I mean, so much just valuable information. I mean, just business information and relationship information, not so much just that music game. I felt like I can go start a record label if I got me a couple groupies ready to
Facts,
rock. To
Don.
be honest with you, bro.
100.
On some real shit, bro. So, man, just appreciate you, man, and just shouts out to everybody in the room. There's a lot of good people in here, and you can feel the vibe in here, and just positivity and shit. Let's rock 2024.
Let's go, Dante. I appreciate you, man. I love having that genuine support from Dante, man, because he used to be in the audience, Mark, just watching shit, checking shit out. Like, man, what's going on, man? All right, these are the people I want to align with. So I rock with you, Dante. Thanks for being on here, man. It's always a great, pleasure sharing stage with you. Look, I wanna check on Julian real quick. Julian, you got any words, man? Wait, hold up. Rewind. Trisha first, and then I'm gonna check on Julian. Trisha, real quick, let's go.
Hey, that's okay. You could have waited for me. First, I just want to say, Lindsaya, man, you take some good ass notes because you had all of that stuff down. And happy club anniversary to you. Stack, I want to say that you are rocking this app. You are keeping this app alive, and they should be giving you a cut. I think that you should sign up for one of those PROs and get the app to pay you something here for sure. Mark, man, you've been giving us some gems, man. I've been happy to see you here in this room. I've been happy to see you back on the app. And I just want to say, Miss Manifest, Miss Self Love, you guys have been, backing me 100%. And I really appreciate you always welcoming me back into your rooms. Miss Self Love, what you described was reassessment, reevaluation. And I think I needed to do that in the last month or so, just reevaluate. And I still have the same message. I still have the same love for everybody. I just needed to reevaluate what I was doing with myself. And 100% behind you guys too. And I just really appreciate all you guys here and Media Mentor for Life, man. We're going to do this. Let's do this and keep this stuff rocking. So I
Wait,
appreciate
Trisha.
you. I appreciate you all.
Appreciate you, Trisha. She always been supporting Mark for a long time, man. I love it. I love the
100.
support, man. Listen, Julian, where you at, my brother? What's good? How'd you feeling about the room yesterday, man? We went hard. You know what we do, brother.
What's good? What's good, everybody? What's good, Stack? Mark Days, my brother, man.
My
I missed
brother.
I missed your whole conversation. I just got in here like 7 minutes ago, or something crazy like that. But
It's all
I
good.
know, I know it was official though. I know it was official because I know, we've had plenty of conversations. I know how you process. I know I know you had to make a decision to really move in the music space. You was really debating into having that as a dilemma for yourself, and you processed it the way you needed to process it for you. And I know you're a person to stand on all yours. So I could imagine. I can't. I'm gonna go back and listen to it, recording when it posts. But um, I appreciate this room. I appreciate the space. The media mentors and stack everything that you got going on, and however I can add value. That's what I look to do, you know, in any way, shape, or form. Actually, Zaya and I, we got some conversing to do later. We tapped in and whatnot to work on some things, and I'm open. I love collaboration, and with the new things we got going on, you know, I'm here for it. So
Appreciate
I
you,
don't
Julian.
change.
Nah, we're gonna be doing some more rooms with Julian. I need to do some film stuff. We're gonna be doing some, some stuff with some films too, Mark. That's what I need to learn. You know what I mean, bro? We're gonna get real spicy this year.
Listen, that's what I'm talking about right there. It's time to, bro. It's time to level up to the max, bro. Like
Facts.
the time for games been over. Like the time to play been over. Like we left the sandbox a long time ago. We don't play games. We ain't with it. If we not getting to it, man. And it's not only about the bread, man. That's what people don't understand, bro. It's about, look, you gotta have something going just to feel motivated enough to get out of bed, to stay on the earth. You feel what I'm saying? We in tumultuous times, rough times right now, man. It's serious out here, man. You know what I mean? A lot of people offing themselves, man. I told y'all in the other room, man. I got a call a couple days ago from one of the homies, took himself out. Like four more before that. You know what I mean? Two more in like the past couple years. And that's not even counting the other ways people are exiting. So we got to keep things going. It's the small wins. That's another thing that I learned from Uncle G Stack from Grant Cardone. It's the small wins, man. It's the tiny wins that accumulate and culminate over time. And before you know it, that pile of small wins is a mountain, and it all kind of coagulates and becomes one big win. So we're just trying to do the small wins, applying ourselves to do the small wins and stay focused. And I just want everybody to win, man, because if y'all winning, I'm winning, and that's the way I feel about it. And if you ain't with us, I feel bad for you, man. I'm keeping it 100.
Facts. So, Mark, I think that concludes the room, man. We went all the way in. I appreciate everybody that's been in the media mentorship mega mansion. Make sure you guys hit the link at the top and also, be a part of this conversation. Join the mansion so you can see when we go live every day at 2 p.m. EST. We don't do any weekend rooms though. We rocking out all the way to Friday. Tomorrow we got a real spicy topic. Men and women How to master the art of dating. Y'all know I'm going back up. Y'all know I'm gonna have some special friends in here. Y'all know we gonna be going in with this spicy conversation. I love doing. I don't. Yeah, we do business too, but then also we do. I like these relationship topics because everybody goes all the way in. So JT, Bashan, everybody, like, it's really gonna be one of those movies. Like, I really need it to be that room. You know what I mean? Like, anytime I do a room, it gotta go crazy. So I want to do, you know, men and women, how to master the art of dating tomorrow, 2 p.m. I'm lining up everybody, right? So RSVP for that tomorrow. Be on the lookout for that. We're going right inside of the media mentorship. But today was a great room with Mark. Put a fire emoji in the chat if y'all enjoy Mark coming through and laying this down, right? He could have been doing anything else. Everybody could have been doing anything else, but he came through to do this, right? So tomorrow will be the men and women, right? The master, how to master this, right? Then right after that, y'all know we gonna go back in with how to monetize your social media. I got Rocky coming in here. So if y'all know Social with Rocky, y'all know her. She has some dope ass social media room. She'll be coming in here to help me teach you guys how to monetize on your social media. Then on Friday, Jenny, what's happening on Friday? Real quick, just in case they don't know, before I get up out of here. Jenny, talk
Let's
to me what's
go.
going on Friday, because I think you running media mentors on Friday. Talk to me.
Let's go. Friday, it's all about Stack Pack. We're putting him in a hot seat. He's going to talk about his journey from an artist to a brand ambassador to model so we can all level up and win just like him. So, y'all make sure you tap in. There's going to be some fire ass music. We got Stack Pack in a hot seat. We're going up. We're going up. Let's go, Media Mentors. Let's get it.
Woo! I appreciate Jen, because we doing some fire shit behind the scenes. I'm gonna be calling you today, Jen, to make sure everything's going right with our situation. So I appreciate you, Jen. We turning up. We helping out a lot of people. I'm gonna call Jen after this room, Mark. I'm gonna hit you, man, and anybody else that wants to call me, right? Y'all should be on the OWL app ASAP. Don't waste no time. Call me on there, right? Let's see who's serious. Download the OWL app and use code PACK ASAP. So that way you can get on there, get that $10 credit, right? Start calling people, making these connections, man. I done had a lot of calls just today, just with different people from all walks of life. So download the app, get with us, and make sure you follow Mark Days. Hit Mark Days up and tell him, man, you went crazy today. Tag us on the story, man. You went in today. It was one of those rooms, educational, informative. Everybody's going in, right? If you guys enjoyed it, man, y'all already know what to do. Blow Mark Days up, show everybody love, network with people, look through these bios, because you never know who somebody is. You never know where these relationships can go. And also visit bookwithstack.com to get your free 15-minute call so you can level up on all social media platforms. Only if you're ready. Now, if you're just trying to dibble and dabble and see what's going on, call me on the OWL app. I'm trying to see what's going on, right? Hey, Stack, hi. You just want to say hi? You just want to talk to me? Call me on the OWL app. If you're ready to level up, ready to get a social media campaign, an article, a billboard in Times Square, get yourself together and start being socially present, then you book that call with Book with Stack. Then we gonna level up and take it all the way to the next level, because I know you're serious. But if you just want to dibble and dabble and network with others, get on the OWL app, call me on there. I'm always active every day. Mark, we done did it, bro. It's been fire, bro.
Another
Make sure
one,
you
man.
guys will go listening to The Creed on YouTube. Men and Women, How to Master the Art of Dating tomorrow. Mark Days, I appreciate you, brother. We out.
Can't handle me now. We do it all. We change the laws. They think about taking me down. We didn't put bulletproof on the cars. I told them bring anyone rounds. I put baguettes on all of my dogs. They fall like making a sound. I'm on it. Every time I get back in the streets, it get darker. Can't handle me now. We do it all. We change the laws. They think about taking me down. We didn't put bulletproof all on the cars. I told them bring anyone rounds. I put baguettes on all of my dogs. They fall like making a sound. I'm on the yacht with a bad dot. We got the streets in the headlock. Try to peek through the backyard. All he seen was the choppers and red dots. I got my mama a black car. Yeah, I really put on for the head knot. This that one AC. You ain't one of them rappers, and none of your steppers can step with my steppers. The chest. Not checkers. I told my dogs don't stress, don't rush it. I really got off for 7 on 7, and I'm getting better and better and better. My is never no pressure. Every time I hear with one of y'all you smoke, there's never no pressure. If I put a price on your head, I get the special. You know I be hanging with Jews, get money with Russians, I'm making my moves. The hood behind me, I never could lose. I'm good, I'm solid, didn't play me like one of them dudes. You probably end up on the news. We mobbing and wildin', you know we ain't tugging them Jews, especially for none of you dudes. We sliding with choppers, rockin' Dior. I still remember me poor, I'm trying to get more. Walking to Philly with me, smoke, for real, trying to slide the store. Sitting with the stick, ghost minivan stole it, slide with the door. Going down the streets, so we can't even beef, I'm down the fours and the friend keep talking this shit like you can't get blitzed, I'm down the tour. Switching the lane when I'm in that Rango and they don't them boys can't follow them boys. I got the game from the real OGs, this money old can't die by the whore. I got the game from the real OGs, this money old can't die by the whore. Hate on me now, hate on me now, I tell them hate on me now. Cut out them and all of them legions, so ain't no more wearing me down. Got the shooters, I jump out the they know I ain't playing around. I triple double whenever I bubble, these niggas in trouble, I'm saying it now. Hate on me now, I tell them hate on me now. Cut out them and all of them legions, so ain't no more wearing me down. Hate on me now, yeah, hate on me now. We in the city, I tell me it's time to say you set that now.
Yeah man, them don't know, they know the boss. Represent for Bumbuckler Dream Chasers, yeah. Real El Chapo, Meat Millie, aka Me Killy.
I was out UK, ballin' like 2K, all of my down little do-rag. She said we don't gonna do it, we go out the country, having a three-way. I was getting in the road, start fucking as soon as I got on the PJ. You was trying to talk like PJ, I was trying to bust it and do it the freeway. I was at the bodega, rockin' Bottega. Crib like 4 acres and ain't got no neighbor. Yeah, and I ain't never gonna meet him. Once it's up there, it's stuck there, blow it whenever we see you, we get it. We gon' sip in the bar.